Hello. Good morning, everybody. Worked late last night, getting close to the finish of this. I mean, there's always things I could do on it, and that's part of, I think, the letting go as well. I can hold myself off with saying, oh, I've got to put some patterns in this and patterns in that. But for now, I'm just going to get this blue complete on here, and then if I have a little bit of time, I'll put a few little doodads here and there. I was looking for my phone and play some music, and you're used. Like, oh, yeah, that's where it is.
Problem is sometimes if you're not talking while the music's playing, Facebook won't let us post it because of copyright. Because Radio Paradise is on.
Radio Paradise, they've got their copyright.
Yeah, I know, but you're using
That's all weird.
Whatever. Right, anyway. If you're talking over it, then they allow it.
Yeah.
Because it's background music, but...
I talk often, but I don't always talk.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes I'm just really focused. Get back into the flow. Interesting, the energy of abundance when I'm so close to finishing. Last night and, well, for many years I've been thinking about something and developing the idea, but last night and this morning I feel like I had a breakthrough in my constant devising of a tool for tattooing, for tattoo artists. And so I'm going to grab some bits and pieces and make a prototype, see if my ideas have come together the way they seem. But that definitely would fit in the abundance category if I'm correct. It's my new design ideas.
Well, inspiration comes, right, when you're doing this kind of focus work.
Well, if my idea works out, it should be a tool that will make tattooing a lot easier on the hands. Let's see.
Carrie Ann's joined us.
Hey, Tara.
I think she likes it.
It's very satisfying just
Hi, Tara.
piling up sand.
It's so nice when you come to this point where you're at that
Close to
last
done.
stretch of completion. Yeah.
It is fun.
I have to say, it's a nice little excitement. Be fun to see what you do for a painting afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mentioned to you that idea that I have, and I think I'm going to do it, where I cut out this very far outside shape out of wood, like a thin piece of wood, 1/4 inch or something. Glue that down, then cut out the circle. I mean, I could do as many as I want. I could cut another piece like I could do one for the outside, one for the next line, so it would be like little steps going up, and then there would be a cut out for the circle, a step up, and then a cut out for the petals, which would be a one step up, and then this circle, then the petals, then this circle.
Oh my.
I could keep going, so it would have that slight three-dimensional effect, and paint it. I'm thinking it would be really fun.
That would be a huge project. That'll take you quite a while.
Well, I have a scroll saw.
Oh, but you got it from your mom.
Yeah, so it would make things a lot easier for those fine detail cuts. You know, I gotta sand it down, you know, just to make it really smooth, but it's gonna be painted over, so it's not like it has to be fancy wood or anything. It's just soft wood that will paint easily. I mean, it's a meditational tool, and I wanted to do prints of it so that people could get the prints and then meditate on it at home, so many people could use it. But for the original, it would be fun. Grace is in the background. I don't think there's a copyright on her bark.
Good. I wish there were.
Yeah.
Her bark echoes in this house. And
she
the thing
barks
is,
more because of the echo. She loves the sound of it.
I don't even think she can hear it. She's deaf. That's why she just barks all the time.
I don't know. I think it's the only thing she can hear. She's like, wow, I can hear when I bark. It hits just the perfect frequency.
Yeah, maybe.
Haha, Gracie, that's her playing. I can 100% tell she wants to play.
They're having phone issues.
Oh, okay, so okay.
Yeah.
That's another way she makes that noise. Get away from my bone. And then they make themselves cough.
Well,
and they growl, cough, growl, cough, growl.
All right, anyway, this is taking away from...
Yes.
Yes. If I could pass you the phone just to hold it on them, and I'll deal with the dogs.
Okay. Oh, they're fine.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny, yesterday the tension was, will I get a section done before I run out of the sand in that color? And this morning the tension is, will I get this finished in time for Allison to wipe it off before she has to leave with her ride to the airport? So that's our tension of the day. But we will get it done. I mean, we are so close. Anyone whose eyes set on this, I'll wait till Raven finishes kitchening before I say too much. But anyone who sets their eyes on this will receive flowing abundance in their lives. So I challenge people to stare at this design for a few minutes. Infuse themselves with the abundant energy, and then let me know later on what little abundant things happened in your life in the next while. Because I guarantee you it will happen. Okay. And especially if you watch while Allison wipes it clean. later we're going to burn the sand, put it in a fire, in a flame, to kind of release the energy fully into manifestation, the realms of manifestation. I thought about it'd be kind of cool after doing a mandala to make little portions of the sand available to people so they can burn it and, you know, make a little wish or meditation just before they release the energy themselves. So it'd be a kind of a communal aspect to it. But it would be the challenge of getting the sand to people. That's the only thing. I thought about the idea of, I don't know if it would be something that would work or not, because it seems traditionally the sand has to be, you know, let go of, but I thought of the idea of if you take the sand after something like this and people could have a small portion of it and wear it for some period of time before releasing it. Or something. Just mulling over crazy different ideas. Have like a little pendant that you can wear a little portion of sand from one of these mandalas for some period of time and release it. Real challenge to let out only a little teeny bit.
Well, that's good.
You don't mind.
I don't know, no bad. I just don't have my glasses on. So I can't read the comments from people.
Close to out of sand, but see how much I can get on here before reloading.
Trying to get it so I can get that right away.
Okay, so now I'm going to straighten out that line. Yeah, kind of an interesting idea for future sand mandalas. I don't know if it would go against the original flow of the releasing, but you could collect the sand and then put it in, you know, those little vials that Tanya had for homeopathy type stuff. You put them in those teeny little vials in little portions, and then you send them to people. They can wear them for a while.
Yeah.
But the idea is that
So each particle's been holographically
release,
charged, kind of thing.
yeah, charged, and then they can wear it for a period of time. But end goal would be releasing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Weird thoughts.
It
Probably doesn't.
doesn't help
do
with
that.
the impermanence, which is
Yeah.
really critical.
And then you got to count on the fact that each person's going to release it.
Yeah.
I always have to double check that my sleeve's not wiping out more than I'm putting on.
So I'm just wondering, in terms of when you do your little tapping down in between, as opposed to getting it on and then just cleaning it up,
I'm
afterwards.
not quite sure what I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what you're getting at.
Well,
That's my.
I'm just wondering if it actually saves time to just lay it down and then
Not
do it.
necessarily, but I'm happy doing it what feels right. But no, it wouldn't make much difference. But also, it's not a production line kind of system either, though.
Oh, it's a production line. It's just a different approach.
Yeah.
I think if I were doing a sand mandala, I would do it that way myself.
I think you should do one.
I may do one.
Excellent. And I would be happy to help.
I wouldn't do a sriyantra.
Ah.
No way.
I'm already thinking of some great tools that could be made for assisting, you know, straight lines and little guides and gauges for your hand and arm that you could use, you know, with a little bit of practice to be able to, especially for straight lines.
Allison, you should go ahead and have some breakfast.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One great thing would be a whole set of tools for this kind of thing. Have lots of different little shapes for doing, like, getting into curves, like on lotus petals and stuff. You kind of like little reverse rakes kind of thing, but have little straight ones, because you could have a straight edge and just do a whole line if it's straight. I mean, you'd be risking a lot, because if you knocked anything.
No, that's it.
But it would be good to have one little straight one.
The interesting thing about the sriyantra, as I'm looking at it through the camera, is that the centerpiece definitely seems to be popping up and out.
Yeah. And that seems to be the energy of it, because when I've seen the three-dimensional forms of it, that's how it, you know, and they must be doing that because that's sort of the energy of it, is that it builds up.
Yeah.
I was attempting to give it a sense of a window or
yeah, it still has that. It still has that window effect. So it seems like the paddles are lifting up, but you could also drop through like a space window or something.
Like I feel like everything here is building up to the point where there's the yellow circle, and then the blue part is like looking into a through a window of a spaceship or something into a vast galaxy or something, universe, or it's just how my mind was kind of playing with it as I was doing it. So, or like a lens or a portal, almost like a scrying mirror kind of element to it. But I feel like, because there's many variations of this theme, but the center is different, right? There's, I don't know, they each have a slightly different name. So it seems like the whole center apparatus up to the point where it goes dark blue, which is always the same, that's like almost the engine or the vehicle for whatever you put in the center.
Oh, jeez, she has to go out. Okay.
Not good timing.
Okay, let's do doggy break here.
Okay.
I'll just take the big Grace. Out you go. I have to go back out in a minute.
But you know, I figure if I'll do a bit more reading on it, but if this main part is the same, and there's variations at the center, this larger section must be, to some degree, it's kind of a vehicle for whatever's in the center.
Would you do this as an annual thing, like the Sri Yantra, as an annual?
Maybe. I'm not opposed to anything.
Yeah, it looks like it was kind of a fun project.
Yeah,
and you learned a lot.
Or it could do the variations according to what the focus is.
Right. There's Betty. Coffin. Okay, I'm gonna go back out for Gracie. Are you quite done there, Missy? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
I think I should switch out.
You need to switch out?
I think I should, it's 9:36.
Is it? We'll just leave it till the last minute. But it still has,
I just want to check.
Yeah, sure.
Corners are the most difficult to make sure that they stay square. So you have to go really slow to let out a certain amount of sand so it doesn't spill over the edge there. It's one of the reasons why also I can't go ahead with just doing the thing and then straightening it, because these corners have to be done.
Right.
That part has to be done, then the sides.
Right. There's a certain
Can be
order
built
that
on.
makes sense in doing this. It's looking good though.
Some things.
so nice to see a line completed, like when it makes that corner
Mm-hmm.
thing. Yeah, I was like, yes, it's finished. That's finished. Yeah. I don't know why we have this need for completion. The drive.
Well, there's something quite ecstatic about seeing something come in. Well, completion. It's creation.
Mm.
I think
Mm.
you're seeing. It's the part that's pleasurable is seeing the result. And it's like a plant growing or something coming into fruition. Yeah, the dogs have been relatively quiet this morning.
I'll forever have Bitty like coughing up her fur balls.
Yeah, comes with age.
Oh.
She's like the old man at the gas station, kind of thing.
That's the sleeve you gotta watch for.
Yeah.
He's happiest now when she's in somebody's arms. Yeah. Bitty's needs are few. She just give me someone loving to hold me, and I'm happy as pie.
Yeah.
That's really nice. I'm gonna get a shot of your tattoo as well. So beautiful. Like the tapestry in it. It's hard to capture it in this light, but the Thunderbird sleeve. That's beautiful. We're almost there. Look at this.
I know.
It's exciting.
Like so close.
Yeah, very close.
Okay, now I have to just move. Oh no, I can't move that chair. I have to take the other chair.
Here, I'll reach that for you. There. Do you find your different chalk pours, whatever, deposit better than others, or?
Well, this one is my best one. I still fall back on because I modified this one.
Right.
To do, like I've got just such a good pour. The other ones are not as fine-tuned yet. And I mentioned the other day on the video, I'm holding off on tweaking the tips until I have them clean enough. Because once the tip is smaller, it's going to be harder to clean as well. So I'm just holding off and relying on this one for detail work at the moment, till I can play around with them more.
seems you have less overspray when you go
To the side.
transverse, yeah, as opposed to,
If I'm pointing directly at it,
Yeah.
the bank, it's gonna have a tendency for overspray. And
right,
if I can go alongside of or away from, I get a better, I don't
Right.
get the little speckles of sand flowing over, or not as much.
another line, almost done. There we are, done. So cool.
Yeah, it is fun to. The difficulty that you don't see on camera or even standing watching is this surface is not 100% smooth. It's got little paint strokes and
Yeah.
little things that stick up that microscopically that so when I'm sliding I'll hit one of those,
Yeah,
and if I push a little further it could suddenly go
yeah.
like that, so I'm working with that as well, which is a bit of a challenge, but not impossible. And a little grain will get stuck, and sometimes just a bit of vibration is good enough to unstick it. Other times shake it around a bit.
Get it from over here. Well, I'm afraid if I tip it too low, it'll twist it, right?
Yeah.
Downfall.
Finally unplugged. Yeah, got better flow now. Last one on this side, and then it's just that piece.
Yay.
Okay, now we just have those is what? Be a little more careful on this edge. Get a bit more of an angle.
Mhm.
You said he'll be here in 10, and he wants to rest for 5, and then right back out.
That's perfect then. I think we'll be just done by then.
Oh, okay. Yes, we come back. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will hold you. You're like when I hold you like that. There we go. There we go.
So if you were to make your additional tools for sand painting, would you do one with a perfectly flat?
Mm-hmm.
So you would rather with the than with the rounded.
With a flat,
For doing
with
larger
a
flat
tighter
areas.
curve.
Yeah.
One. I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 variations that I could play around with and see which ones are
Right.
useful before I narrow it down maybe to 3 or something. But I'm also thinking of cool little things like you could, well, a straight edge that's lifted with 2 little positioning places, so you could have it bridge across something and rest your palm on it.
Right.
But you could also slide your palm along it, like I'm doing with here.
Yeah.
So that you have like a little
Right.
thing for doing straight lines. But you'd still have to be really careful with it, because
Sure.
you're also, anything you put on the table is going to be a risk. But you'd have to just place it really carefully and then work with it.
Way down to the wire. There we go. Do you find the suspense?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I know, I think that's part of the experience, is just being so focused and
Like those movies where the guy is trying to disarm the time bomb
yeah.
and the clock's ticking and you're like,
Yeah.
can't get caught up in it. Calmly.
Yeah, just sit there.
Yeah, see how much easier it is to do it from this
Yeah.
side going over.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most ideal.
Yeah.
But to have done the other piece here, I would have had to come from over there to do that, and that's not going to happen. You'd also have a little glass case, little bowl thing, not glass, but plastic, to put over it that sort of fit onto the edges of your board. If you're doing it day and night, keep flies off it or things, just to
Oh yeah,
be
we'll have
more
to watch
protected
that
while
for
you're
fly
imaging.
season, for black fly.
Oh yeah,
Not usually in the house though.
house flies.
Yeah,
would be
house
the
flies would-
problem. 'Cause they want when they decide they want to land on something.
Yeah. Hush, dogs. The chorus. The chorus is on.
Right, going. Oh, I guess you'd have to ask the driver if he minds being on
Yeah.
camera. If it's going to say
Does it,
She's developing for me. She's fine and kind of deaf. We can't hear much or see much. Although she seems like she has an unerring direction.
Making the tea.
I'll make my tea. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Jamie.
How are you?
Good.
Hey, Jamie.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great, excellent.
That
I'll
was
see if
good.
I could trade off
Yeah,
with you and I'll
that'll
make
be
the tea. Yeah. Sand painting for abundance and prosperity for all.
Yeah. Have you seen House of Cards?
No.
No.
It's a series. At the White House,
Uh-huh.
there were some people visiting from India, from Tibet maybe,
Uh-huh.
and there is a big thing.
Oh, like a big
Yeah.
sand mandala.
Yeah, they were doing that.
Wow. I'll go make the herbal.
Beautiful.
Would you like an herbal tea or green?
Herbal.
Herbal? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you. Oh, the roads were horrible.
Oh, really, eh?
Especially, this road is the 65, yes?
Yeah.
So the 62 was horrible, and I had a freezing rain from Renfrew to almost here. 20 kilometers ago, the freezing rain stopped. So using the windshield liquid,
Yeah.
using, I don't know if I have more.
Oh. Yeah, that's the worst when it keeps
Oh.
on plugging up. One more lie.
I'm gonna move 2 hands for this. Right over Amanda.
That's a lot.
I think as much as you like it. Needs to steep for a little bit. I love that you're the one holding the camera for this last little bit. Allison.
Allison just said, I'm going to hold it with 2 hands just to be sure.
Yeah, I realized suddenly that I was right over the mandala, and I thought, oh, 100? I don't think so. I just wanted people to be able to see close up how the sand falls.
Sometimes, like, to get the sand to fall right up against, like the light blue to go up against the dark blue, I have to build up a sandbank and then let it flow over and just stop at the at the edge of the glue.
It's okay, baby. It's okay, baby.
How long does it take?
Oh, baby. This one took a long time because it was so precise.
Yeah.
A lot of geometry. And lots of layers, so yeah, it took a long time.
How many days?
Say, what do you think, Ray? 4 days?
Five,
if it was
I
like
would say
full
five,
days?
5 days.
5 days?
Yeah, probably, like, not different hours all the time, because you try to fit it in whenever you can.
Almost there.
It strengthens your patience.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Hello.
And then to say goodbye to it.
Mm. That's gonna be the best part. Alright. Closing the gap.
I think I've gotten, I'm trying to get both Damon and the whole tattoo on like this. Damon, are you able to seal this and keep it forever? Amy Rose La Prairie.
Just sealed. Oh, I would be able to, but it's not the intention. The whole purpose of this is to be able to build the energy and then release it for the energy to fully or the effects to fully manifest, I guess, would be the way to describe it. So it's an what would you call that? A work of it's working with energy, raising energy and moving energy. I guess like a vehicle for doing that work, with the artist's intentions. So to glue it onto something, you would end up with a finished product, but then it would just be art. Well, no. I mean, there will be the effect of the mandala to meditate on, but it would just be a slightly different purpose. And for that purpose, I will do a painting of this later. And then also there's the exercise for the person doing it, and then wiping it away of just being able to let go. That exercise alone is quite valuable.
Well, it's powerful, isn't it?
I think that's why I would like to do a mandala as well.
As a tattoo, you mean?
No, do a, I'm so sorry, do a sand
painting?
Sand painting, and go through the whole process as a way to process grief.
Yes.
Actually.
Oh, I'd love to hear your report, feedback. in that process.
Oh,
That would
absolutely.
be very cool because it's kind of an experiment. as
Yeah,
well.
yes.
But I think you would get wonderful results. But I think it would be a great contribution for those people going through any kind of grief to be able to wait to hear your results, so they could know whether that's something worth pursuing.
The gap is closed.
Yeah.
Yay.
Put a teeny little white line. I just gotta...
It was really inspired by what Raven said last night about the energy and the work and devotion that goes into a tattoo. It reminded me of the energy, devotion, and time I took to, decades to really develop my character in preparation for my possibly future husband.
Yeah.
And then he was in my life for, counting before we got married, I would say about 9, 10 years before, about 9, 10 years total that he was in my life, and then watching him die and feeling so cheated by life. But so that's what really struck me. It's this whole idea of transience. We things are temporary, but we still expect it to last indefinitely.
And therefore we still have a tendency to grab onto as it's the experience is leaving.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like I think a very natural tendency, but it does cause suffering.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And I think this is a great exercise from both sides of exercising that muscle, you might say, that in the heart that's needed to be able to both allow something to be so appreciated. Because I could be doing this and be stopped by desensitizing myself, which would not be part of the process. The idea is to fully love the moment while you're doing this, even though you're going to be letting it go. So it's going to build up the potential to have a harder time letting it go, but that I feel is part of the exercise, allowing both. Just fully enjoy the moment and then, in a way, fully enjoy the releasing the moment.
All right, so,
Okay, so I just need to do a little bit of dusting.
okay, and then it's ready for Allison. I'm just gonna let this continue. We'll just do it all in,
How long does it last?
it lasts until we brush it all away.
Yeah, but
We're brushing it all away.
not only you. The wind, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Even
are
a
you gonna
sneeze.
keep it how long?
No, we're not. We're gonna take pictures, and Allison's gonna brush it away.
Yeah, right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my!
So you get to see it.
I can't believe it. You just finished.
I know. That's
I have the same feeling, but to
No,
me,
I cannot let it die.
that's exactly how I felt about actually my husband, as well. Like no, it's it's not enough time, and I feel the same way about the sun painting too.
Yeah.
Like already.
If you hold this, Allison, I'm gonna grab my camera so I can take some stills
Oh,
of
okay.
it as well.
Okay.
Oh, it's really.
Well, and I think that's part of the healing in this mandala for everyone, but going specific to you, Allison, is look how it's bringing up to the surface the dynamic of what you went and are going through,
Yes.
but with a slight
But with
ability,
distance.
like you have a
There's
perspective,
emotional distance. Yeah.
which I think is like the perspective we have on the painting. We're
Yeah.
an aerial view, looking down at the whole,
Yes.
rather than being in the middle of like a grain of sand,
It's kind of
not knowing what's happening.
a teaching of life.
Yeah.
Is, it's a pretty complex life, and it's gone in a minute.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And to appreciate that fully is a difficult but yet easy.
So
Thing.
means we are just nothing. Dust.
Dust in the wind.
Dust in the wind.
Send.
There's a good song about that.
Ah, yeah. That's right. Dust in the wind.
Dust is more than
Yeah.
just dust.
Yeah, a particle of dust.
Yeah.
Okay, one.
It's connected to so much other dust of great beauty.
Yeah, like every little particle here has a part in this.
Every particle is infused with intention.
And this is how the world could be, globally. If each person was one of these particles of sand, working together, to do amazing things, rather than fighting.
It looks pretty cool from up here, must say.
It's amazing how much just sweeping the little bits off out of the way make the contrast so much better. So hard not.
Don't. I left the phone in the car.
Your phone? Oh,
Yeah.
you want to take pictures?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll send you pictures.
Yeah, we'll send you some.
Do
Okay,
some
so
close
that,
up.
and then I just need my, oh. Here it is. Let me get closer.
You got that one dust spot right there. Are you keeping that for something?
I'm gonna keep that on the side because it was part of the
Right.
main thing. I
Right,
just feel like
was
it
when we
needs to be
did the
going
correction, yes.
with the pile.
Okay. You excited, Allison?
Definitely.
Okay, so
I also feel like this little pile kind of represents the need to see everything perfect,
Yeah,
Mm.
and that kind of represents that little
perfectly.
spot. That's
perfect.
part of that memory or that experience
Mm.
when that was
Right.
knocked, or there's nothing wrong with it.
All right. So where are your big brushes? Oh, there they are. I see.
Yeah. I'm not going to bother getting the little bits out of
Yeah.
here because we won't have the time.
Yeah,
But I think that's.
that looks beautiful. Okay, Allison.
So did you get some good photos?
I did. I got some good photos.
You did good. I want some too, please.
I will.
Want
We'll
some too.
send photos.
Wow.
So this is the special brush that's become.
So if you want to walk around, Allison.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Does that go with that? Do you want it? Like, gives you a bit more bright.
Yeah, it gives a little more light, and yeah.
Now the. Right, let me just think. Okay, the perspective is from here looking on. Is the female triangle
Right.
there.
Okay. So
So that's the bottom,
Oh, that's the
so
bottom.
that's where you need to be, Allison.
Okay.
and I can turn it around.
Can you?
I don't think it matters. You don't have to do that. No.
Yeah, it's okay.
You don't
Everyone's
have to
like,
know.
don't wreck
Yeah,
it. We're
yeah,
just
it's
about
okay.
to like
Yeah.
brush it all the way, but
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
mess
not
with
yet. Not yet. Not yet.
it. Okay.
Okay. So one of the things you said about brushing away is doing a circle. Yes.
You can do a circle. You could work from outside in. You could. Traditionally they have specific areas they take away first.
Mm-hmm.
I would say go with an intuitive kind of sense, but
Ah,
basically
uh-huh.
in some way the end result bring it into a pile.
Oh, okay.
It's whatever takes you.
Here
And
we
as slow as you
go.
want, as fast as you want.
This is it.
Beautiful. Wow. So how did that feel?
Wow. It reminded me that death has a compassionate face. Actually, that there are many. Death has infinite faces, just like life does. But I think it's very important, at least for me, to understand that one of the faces of death is compassion and love.
Yeah.
And that's like a mother embracing.
Yeah.
When a soul returns to the infinite, enfolds, just like
Yeah.
a mother enfolds the infinite to the heart, and that's what I was thinking.
That's beautiful.
Nice,
Thank you. Well, this will go into the fire so that the intentions may continue to manifest, because they've been manifesting all along. And our intention, just so you know, Jamie, was abundance and prosperity for all, for everyone.
Thank you.
So let us know what wonderful things are
Yes,
happening.
absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're signing off, everyone. That was great, everybody. Thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Rowanchild.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Allison, for participating.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.